Welcome back to Storytime. Let's go ahead and jump right into the video. Where we last left off, the team had finally been permitted to enter Luna, and with their few-day head start before the Lunar Gala, they did some reconnaissance missions. After those few days, it was finally time for the Gala. Everyone got into costume, dolled up, and dressed. However, upon checking in, the kid dressed as Jamarcia Snow was stopped because he had some weapons on him. After a few things were confiscated and deactivated, they were finally permitted to enter. Upon entering, most of us split off, started mingling, talking, and eating sandwiches, you know, Gala stuff. Eventually, Dr. Pierre showed up and started chatting up the guy. The two of them exchanged pleasantries for a little bit. The guy ended up agreeing to go with him to take care of some business. Unbeknownst to him, it was business involving Ardent Tanner. Upon meeting up with him, his demeanor had completely changed from previously, as the guy was met with, "What the fuck are you doing here?" And we'll pick up from there. So, quick little thing. I kind of forgot about a part that I need to, squeeze in here. It's nothing major, it's just like a sequence of things, and I am doing this from no notes at all because I'm an idiot and didn't take any over the course of the entire campaign. To be fair, this campaign was super stressful and I kind of just forgot. Either way, this will be quick. So rewinding a bit, whenever Dr. Pierre came into the room, the guy still lied to him saying that me and Joanna weren't there. However, he ended up seeing us anyway and quickly tried to make his exit out of the door as we started to chase him. We're running down one of the streets that had run next to the ballroom building that the gala is being held in. As we're running, the kid ends up stopping for a split second to throw his disguise that he's wearing for Jamarcia Snow into a trash can so that he doesn't fuck up his fake identity by getting into a scrap in a back alley. They finally catch up to him and tackle him to the ground. A little bit of scuffle breaks out, and then the guards show up. The kid and Joanna ended up getting detained by the guards. Well, the guy got to go off free with Dr. Pierre because Dr. Pierre liked him and vouched for him, saying that he was his +1. Which then Dr. Pierre asked him if he wanted to help him with some business, and they went back to the gala. Slight hiccup over. Back to where we left off. The guy is obviously a little taken off guard, as the last time that he met Ardent Tanner, he was quite polite, minus the fact that he was also kind of creepy. Dr. Pierre himself requested that I be here for this meeting.
Yeah, Dent, I told me you could tag along. I wanted somebody else to be here on this meeting. Plus, I kind of want to introduce you two, but it seems you already know each other.
Yes, we know each other. Do you have the book or not?
I told you I had the book. I got it right here. No need to be so hostile. Sorry. It's been a long day, and this gala is supposed to be for scientific minds, and I'm not entirely sure why he's here or how he got in.
I brought him as my +1. I didn't think it would be a problem. Oh, okay, that's fine then. I thought he snuck in. Either way, pleasantries aside, I need the book. Dr. Pierre digs into his bag and pulls out what appears to be the book that we acquired whenever we were dealing with the cultists, and hands it to Ardent Tanner. The guy ends up instantly messaging Dr. Pierre asking, "What are you doing? I thought you didn't want anybody to have the book because the information was too dangerous. Seems like the last person you would want to give that to."
Don't worry. I have a plan. This will all work out.
If you say so. Pleasure doing business with you, gentlemen. I'm going to be heading back to the gala now. He says as he drops the small dome that kept their conversation private, and goes back to hosting his gala. Upon him leaving, Dr. Pierre walks off in the opposite direction towards one of the few journalists that were actually permitted to enter the gala. He walks right up to one who's currently in the middle of recording with her little drones that float around her. She is a shorter, mousy girl who has short black hair and a pixie cut.
I understand you're in the middle of recording the other goings-ons of the gala. However, I have something you might want to record that would be quite worthwhile for you. Turn your attention to the stage, love.
Sure, yeah, I can do that.
Dr. Pierre walks up from her and gets up on the stage.
Ladies and gentlemen of the gala, gather round. There's a scientific development in the works as we speak. A meeting of the minds other than yourselves has taken place right here. Myself and Ardent Tanner have just exchanged information, and we'd like to bring it and broadcast it to you lovely people.
Says as he motions to Ardent Tanner to come up to the stage, while Ardent Tanner is giving him a death glare. Now, while all this is going on, the kid and Joanna are sitting in the police station.
There, while we check the cameras and do a background check on the both of you to see what we need to do with you.
At hearing this, the kid instantly knew this is going to be a bad situation. A background check on him would have brought up his bounty. Also, the camera situation would have fucked up his secret identity. So he hacked into Luna security again and took out all the power in this section of Luna. Under the cover of the
now dark police station, him and Joanna ran out. Both of them were still in handcuffs, but the kid made quick work of them and just kind of slipped out of the cuffs. And when they got a second, he told Joanna he would pick the lock on hers. They zigzagged through a couple of the cities until they ran down an alleyway that led to a dead end. The kid quickly picked the lock on Joanna's handcuffs to get them off of her, and upon further inspection, the wall behind them that they thought was a dead end had a ventilation shaft on it. With the guards close behind and not many more options, they climbed into the ventilation shaft, the kid leading. Back at the Gala, as Dr. Pierre is addressing the Gala as a whole, the guy messages him, "What are you doing?"
The plan I told you I had in mind.
So you have to address the entire Gala and risk pissing him off in front of all these people?
That's kind of the plan. Either way, the book I gave him's fake. You'll see.
Ardent Tanner slowly makes his way up to the stage.
Go ahead and show him the information we exchanged.
He reluctantly pulls out the book that he had just tucked away and shows the book to everyone.
Don't leave him waiting. Open the book.
He opens the book and a bright light starts to emit from it, and the bright light turns into a very large hologram. The hologram is Dr. Pierre, and in the background you can see video from the kid's perspective of when him and Arden Tanner went on their expedition to Earth. Now, like I said before, Earth is a super dangerous place to go to at this point since Titans have taken over, and it's not exactly illegal to go there, it's just frowned upon. At this point, the hologram starts to speak. Ardent Tanner isn't who he say he is. He is a dangerous, gate-crashing criminal. As you see here behind me, he is with another dangerous criminal known as Letharius Quinn, one of my colleagues and one of my very close friends, under the pretenses that this was supposed to be a scientific expedition. She would soon find out that Arden Dent had other plans. At this point, Arden Tanner is desperately trying to close the book as the audience looks on in horror as he shoots one of them. Arden Tanner is a terrible being, and he will pay for what he did. The hologram keeps playing and shows him escaping Mars by himself and leaving the rest of them to die, and then goes back to just looping of him shooting the girl. After struggling and struggling for some time trying to obscure the pictures that are seen pouring from the book, and he ends up just throwing it and screams for his guards.
No one is to leave this room. Any who try will be killed.
The security that he has inside goes to start blocking doors and keeping people who are trying to run out from leaving, as he turns his attention to Dr. Pierre.
And you especially aren't leaving. You're coming with me. Yeah, no, I have other plans. You're not taking me that easily at all.
As Dr. Pierre snaps his fingers, and you slowly start hearing explosions from outside getting closer and closer. Back in the ventilation system, Gwen and the kid are making their way through this maze of a ventilation shaft. They finally start to see an opening that looks like it's around the area where their ship is parked at, when they start to hear explosions from outside. As they start to crawl faster, they hear a loud sound coming from behind them somewhere, as a large pipe busts through the ceilings, piercing directly through Joanna and the kid. The damage Joanna ends up taking ends up knocking her unconscious instantly, while the kid barely stayed standing as the pipe is pumping some foreign liquid inside of his body. Thankfully, one of the things he ordered on Mars is subverting some of the damage while he struggles to pry the pipe out of his chest. He eventually succeeds. However, he notices Joanna is unconscious. He tries and tries with all of his might trying to pry her off of the pipe. She's stuck on there really good and he cannot roll high enough to get her off. At this point, the kid is starting to absolutely panic. He ends up getting in contact with the guy.
Me and Joanna are stuck in a collapsing air vent. She has a pipe through her chest and she's unconscious. I have no idea what to do.
Kid, you have to stay calm. Try and pull her off the pipe and slowly make you guys' way back to the ship.
How the fuck am I supposed to stay calm? I'm in a fucking collapsing air vent and there's explosions going off all around me. I had to pry a pipe out of my chest. I've tried pulling her off the pipe. I do not have the strength to do it. Don't want to just leave her here to get blown up and crushed inside of an air vent.
If you can't pry her off the thing, at least get her stacked so that we can get her into another morph.
I don't even know how to do that. What are we going to do? I'm gonna die in this fucking air vent. She's gonna die in this air vent.
You panicking is not going to make this any better. Take a few deep breaths and try and cut her stack out and get out of the vent before you die. The kid ends up taking a couple of deep breaths and calms himself down enough to where he can attempt to take out Joanna's stack. My DM has me roll and the kid fails. It wasn't a catastrophic failure, so he doesn't end up destroying her stack. He just practically cut out a giant chunk of her spine that had her stack in it, and he quickly makes his way out of the ventilation shaft and onto the ship. Back at the Gala, the explosions from outside end up blowing open the wall and sends the guards who are blocking the doors flying. Several of the Gala attendees go to run out the hole in the wall
as the guards open fire on them.
Dr. Pierre reaches down to the mousy blogger girl and says, "Come with me, you need to get out of here, love. Your story needs to get out."
She practically jumps into his arms as his ship comes crashing through the glass ceiling. He throws a couple of grenades at the guards and Arnett 10 himself to scatter them a little bit, and then him, the blogger, and the guy jump on his ship and fly back through the hole that his ship flew through. Dr. Pierre flies the ship straight through the glass dome that is surrounding the entire habitat, smashing holes straight through it. The kid closely behind barely makes it through as the metal dome closes around the habitat, keeping it from completely depressurizing as they head towards their rendezvous point. Next episode will be out on Monday.
As always, you guys can follow me on Twitter at Jar of Wizard and on Tumblr at the exact same handle. If you're enjoying the content, go ahead and leave a like, comment, maybe even subscribe. You beautiful people have a nice day. Bye. Also,